howdy, dumbasses. You're riding with Vog-Sojoth rock radio. Loud guitars, bad decisions, and zero approval from the Department of Feelings. The war is still raging, folks. So crank that volume all the way up. Pour yourself a generous shot of moonshine, and let's enjoy some classics from our local legends. Good thing I hid these records from my cousin. He's got no taste and even less respect for history. This next one from the old days, folks. Back before John, Lord rest whatever's left of him, turned this whole planet into a frozen apology. Back when the swamps were warm, the air was thick, and the local bloodthirsty gators were everywhere. Funny thing is, dried up with a little salt and a cold beer, not bad at all. Hell, gators ate cyborgs during the First Galactic War too. Don't ask about how. Ladies and gentlemen, the Screaming Gators. Why is my alligator on fire?
Yeah! Who set my swamp on fire? Moonshine. He fears no God. He bends all time.
They say back in the First Galactic War, there was something out there. Something so mean, even the cyborgs kept a 3-kilometer buffer zone. Ain't saying I believe it, but if there's still something breathing under all that ice, only the Lord knows. And he ain't returning my calls. Now, this next one will warm your heart faster than a bad moonshine and twice as irresponsibly. A tragic tale of love, betrayal, and a man who lost his girl to someone with more armor plating than personality. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Icebeard and a crying shotguns. She left me for a Hulk.
This one hurts, boys. Met her in a frozen bar, neon lights and rusted stars. She said, boy, you look so strong. I said, girl, you stayed too long. We drank moonshine, we shot the sky, dreamed about a better life. But every night she'd look away, like something bigger took her brain. Then I heard steel outside our door, heavy steps across the floor. She left me for a hug, a 6-meter killed at sheer. Trade my truck and my old dog for a heart of steel and war routine. She left me for a hug, said he makes me feel safe at night. Now I'm drinking with my shotgun, talking to the northern lights. He don't drink, he don't cry, he don't dream and he don't lie. He's got rockets in his chest and laser eyes that never rest. But I remember how she laughed in my old half-broken bath. Now she rides on metal arms through battlefield and iron storms. Guess I lost to iron love, guess my heart just wasn't enough. She left me for a hug, a walking god of war and pain. I gave her flowers, songs, and hope. He gave her fire, skill, and flame. She left me for a hug, and maybe she's alive somewhere. But every time the sky turns red, I swear I hear her in the air. If he breaks, will she remember me? If he falls, will she come back and see? Or am I just a ghost in snow, left behind in frozen roads? She left me for a hug, and I hope he keeps her warm. 'Cause loving me was never safe, but it was always real goddamn. She left me for a hug, so I drink and sing alone to all the girls who choose the war and all the boys who lose their home.
And remember, boys, sometimes love needs flowers, sometimes love needs a 30mm autocannon. But enough about heartbreak. No one tunes into Cry Sober.
Commercial.
Hey, boys, anybody need a pickup? Tony Smallhorn selling the red one. Yeah, that red one. Last automaton attack left it with 2 doors and a steering wheel. Engines currently powering a moonshine still, which honestly is a better career path. But she runs, technically. Got wheels? Most of them match. Tony says the price is negotiable if you don't ask questions about the scorch marks.
Vog-Sojoth Rock Radio.
Speaking of vehicles, this next one for the drifters. For the folks who stay on the move, not because they know where we're going, but because stopping feels worse. If you ever driven into the horizon with a half tank of gas and a full tank of cold Bud Light, this one's yours. Rusty McSnow and broken axles. Highway to Democratic hell.
Engine's coughing, radio's dead. Frozen road and a burning sky overhead. One flat tire, 3 bops on the grid. Another perfect Vog-Sojoth hit through. Snow in my boots, frost in my beard. Last one thought was a couple wars ago I feared. Dashboard rebels, shotgun saints. Wind howls louder than broken things. I got no map, I got no plan, just democracy and gasoline in my hand. If I crash free. Better ice than enemy captivity. This is my highway to democratic hell, where freedom screams and engines yell. No heaven here, just frozen fire, broken dreams and burning tires. Yeah, this is my highway to democratic hell. Past 3 towns, they're all just smoke. One of them was singing, one just broke. Radio whispers, hold your line. Static prayers and busted time. Moonshine leaks in the glove box light. Steering wheel shaking left and right. If I spin, let it spin proud. Better sideways than underground. This is my highway to democratic hell, where freedom screams and engines yell. No clean hands, no clean soul, just shattered steel and frozen roads. Yeah, this is my highway to democratic hell. Snow falls soft on broken chrome. Every mile feels less like home. But if I stop, the silence wins. So I drive through ice and sands. This is my highway
truck over. We've got an emergency relay coming in from a neighboring station. Hey, that ain't the one with the automatons surrounded last week? That's the one. Turn it up. Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting live and apparently still breathing, the debut track from a station that refuses to go quietly. If you hear gunfire in the background, that ain't percussion. This is Frozen Corn and the Chainsaws. Drink, shoot, repeat.
Okay! What rhymes with ammo? I don't know! Just play! Cold beer in my hand, I'm still in the snow. There's box in the hallway and smoke in the glow. We're in Russian red. Grab the mic, rip the gun. If we die having fun. Drink, reload, shoot, watch it, every again. Drink, shoot, repeat till the damn walls fall apart. Drink, shoot, repeat. This is music. This is war. This is art. I spill my beer on the mixer board. Good, it sound better now. Chainsaws jammed in the studio door. That bot just slipped on a frozen core. Shit's hit. I'm fine. Just a scratch. This thing lighter. You drop trash. Straight right side. Shoot. Ceiling. Holy hell. Drink. Shoot. Repeat. Somebody light the damn stage. Drink. Shoot. Repeat. This'll go down in Vog-Sojoth. How much ever left? 3 magazines and half a song. Good enough. Who set the train on fire? And was our best in chase. Okay, listen. If we make it through this night, we're naming the album We Shouldn't Have Survived. Shut up and play.
Hello? I got a feeling that explosion at the end wasn't a part of the arrangement. Well, if that was their last chorus, they went out the right way. I reckon we all kind of hope to meet our end like that. A little liquor in the blood, a loud firefight in the distance, and rock and roll louder than the artillery. Can't ask for much more on Vog-Sojoth. And speaking of artillery, this next one goes out to every brave son of a frozen nest on the front who ever shouted, "Call it here!" with confidence and a follow-up clarification. To every bastard on the field who killed more aliens than enemies, who called in support on themselves. Mad Cletus and the miscalculations. The beacon was in my pocket.
Hey! I'm off the spot. confident hands. So drop it right here, just like we planned. Didn't say maybe 5 feet to the side. Now Super Earth is watching me glide. Red button beeping in my jeans. Didn't check no coordinate screen. I'm yelling, wait! At my 12 speed, math ain't never been my need. 1, 2, 3 seconds of regret. That's the fastest education I ever did get. The big hole was in my pocket. I done all but all my socket. The big hole was in my pocket. That math was purely decorative. I screamed, call it here with pride. Forgot the not exactly inside. Now I'm acquainted with ambition and for spatial recognition. Terminid scatter, automatons cheer, illuminates, whispering, bro, we were here. Even the hive mind paused the fight to watch me delete myself in light. Tactical genius, that's my brand. Can't tell left from my own damn hand. Orbital precision, top tier plan. If the target is this man. Orbital math is very simple. X marks the spot. I was the end. The big hole was in my pocket. Drop self rocket. The big hole was in my pocket. Should've checked before I locked it. 3 seconds later, holy flash, tape turned into abstract gas. Super Earth says I might have lost. My squad says you're the boss. You good? Was. You alive? Conceptually. Lesson learned? Probably not. The big hole was in my pocket. Physics came to market. The big hole was in my pocket. Brain was out of socket. Call it live. Call now. Why is the sky smiling live? Next time, 5 meters left.
And remember, kids, if you're calling Earl with that 500-kilogram freedom package on board, try throwing the beacon a little further than your own boots. Speaking of tactical decisions, I hear there's been some complaints about us. No, don't worry. The damn robots and their gay-born cousins still don't get voting rights. But apparently, a few Helldivers from the other fronts got themselves upset about our boys. Something about alcohol, something about civilian casualties, something about refusing direct orders. Hell if I know. News broadcasts also mentioned a democracy officer inspection coming our way. Now, listeners, technically we do have one. Or had one. Moonshine knows where that poor bastard wandered off to. Ain't seen him in a long while. He wasn't too happy when they stationed him here. Walked around looking grumpier than the ice fields. We've even tried cheering him up. Showed him that moonshine's still made from an automaton torso. Didn't help. So this one goes out to him. From the boys who tried their best to make that man smile. Albert, if you're still listening out there somewhere, come on back. We promise we'll behave for at least 10 minutes. Mad Cleaters and the miscalculations. My democracy officer ain't proud of me.
My democracy officer came down once. Shiny boots and a paperwork punch. said stand straight, soldier, act refined. I was from mitten box in a turbine. He turned a scout into a truck, made a still from a battle mix good, used the anthem as a drinking song. He wrote that down as deeply wrong. Yeah, he said, this is not regulation. I said, this innovation. He said, you shame the fleet. I said, you wanna sink it. My democracy officer ain't proud of me. He don't visit frequently. My democracy officer ain't proud of me. Left the planet suddenly. He saw the toilet made out of steel, saw us grilling cyborg wheels. He shook his head and hit retreat, filed it under do not repeat. We welded armor into chairs, mounted cannons on long furniture, turned a dropship into a bar, parked it crooked in a crater scar. He said this conduct's inappropriate. We said, brother, it's efficient. He said, this isn't super Earth. We said it is now. Welcome to Earth. He looked at the ice, looked at the smoke, looked at the moonshine pipeline run through a former war machine, and quietly requested TRACKTOR. My democracy officer ain't proud of me. We fought it volunteer. My democracy officer ain't proud of me. We still breathe his life. If democracy is discipline, we might have misunderstood the spin. But if it's loud and slightly insane, then pour another one again. You should be back with oversight. That was 2 galactic winters ago. We still got his clipboard. We use it as a cutting board.
My personal batch of beer I've been brewing inside the torso of a destroyed Hulk automaton is just about done fermenting. Turns out those reactor coils keep a real steady temperature. Science, boys!
Commercial.
Need a drink strong enough to erase tactical mistakes? Call Mama Thornborn. Don't ask questions. Just call. She'll tell you where to drive. 10 super credits a bottle, and you'll be drunk enough to salute a snowdrift. Guaranteed.
Vog-Sojoth Rock Radio.
boys been busy. Knocking the bolts out of automatons on Cyberstand, turning scrap piles into farm equipment. Heard someone of the bastards finally put that giant worm over on OUSHONE too. Good work, whoever you maniacs were. But it got me thinking, what in Frozen Liberty's name is happening on the Illuminate front? Anybody even flying out there? Oh, God damn it. Oh, looks like somebody is. Matt, Tommy, and his boys. Fellas, this one's for you. Try not to let those mind-reading squid things crawl around in your skulls too much. Tin roof telepaths. Get out of my brain, I'm using it.
Flicker in the barn last night. Cow looked nervous, the sky too bright. Voice in my head say kneel and obey, buddy, I can't even spell okay. You say submit in cosmic tone, I still owe money on my phone. You want my mind that's mighty bold. It's 70% frost and 30% cold. You whisper secrets of the stars. I'm looking for my truck keys in jars. You offer power beyond my kind. I lost my wallet 3 damn times. Get out of my brain, I'm using it. I need it for basic movement. Get out of my brain, I'm using it. There ain't much room in it. Get out of my brain, you slimy little squid. If you're reading my thoughts, you're bored as hell, kid. You show me visions of endless light. I'm thinking about chili from last night. You say transcend the mortal shell. I still ain't fixed my well. Mind control beams from outer space. But brother, you picked the wrong face. Try that stuff on someone refined. His head's mostly wine and shine. No, join us. I'm busy.
Your species is primitive, and
So,
we will evolve you.
into what? A tax bracket.
Get out of my brain, I'm using it.
Try to remember where my boots is.
Get out of my brain, I'm using it.
You ain't ready for this stupidness.
Get out of my head.
There's tools in here. Mostly duct tape and fear. If knowledge is power from galaxies wide, why you whispering inside? If you're so advanced and divine, why you losing to moonshine?
Get out of my brain, I'm using it. This ain't a timeshare unit. Get out of my brain, I'm using it.
No vacancy in it.
Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out.
Wait, did you just see my thoughts? That was chilly. Blue like face, cow still nervous, man still stupid. Illuminati reconsider invasion.
See? I told you. Drink a little more and those damn squid brains wouldn't find so many citizens to puppet around. Hard to mind control a fella whose thoughts are already marinating in moonshine. Earlier, I mentioned OUSHONE. Lord help me, that place is ugly. No snow, just sand and bugs. Bugs under the sand, bugs in the air. Probably bugs paying taxes, too. With the moonshine you can brew out of their blood, by the way. Respectable. Still a shame that giant worm never made it to the Friday barbecue. Yeah, Johnny, I'm looking right at you through this microphone. You could have brought at least a rib for me. Speaking of things that want to eat you before you finish reloading, this next one comes from the loudest maniacs north of the glacier line. Bastards of the snow line. Reload faster, he's hungry.
Watch out, Clayfall! Big blood running like a damn freight train. Teeth like a tractor, brain full of pain. You look at your mag like a Sunday brunch. You're about to lunch. Hurry up, I'm JHONNY. He don't care about your technique. He don't care if you want to leak. He don't care about safety class. He wants your ass. Reload faster. He's hungry. He ain't waiting politely. Reload faster. He's hungry. He's already smelling your name. Reload faster. He's hungry. Stop counting bullets like money. Reload faster. Oh God, he jumps. Magazine fell in the snow. You said, oops, that's too slow. Blood screaming like buffet fail. Brother, you about to be shelled. Where's the backup? Where's the backup? Why you breathing so cold? I'm panic deeply. It's deep in the truck. That's my truck. Shoot him. I'm trying to look cool. Reload faster. He's hungry. He ain't thinking dummy. Reload faster. He's hungry. He sees you as coming. Reload faster. He's hungry. This ain't technical Sunday. Reload faster. Okay, that's time. We reload before the screaming. That was the problem. Reload faster. He's hungry. Still turning red, chunky. Reload faster. He's hungry. Leg looking kinda yummy. Reload faster. Reload faster. Reload faster. Reload faster. Reload faster. Hey! Reload. I think that was the wrong beacon.
Folks say those bugs can eat just about anything in their path. Though, now that I think about it, Woody's wife from the Corn Hills once swallowed one of them unexploded nuclear bombs we found in the snow. The whole thing. Didn't even chew. So, maybe she's a terminid? Or kind of? Or the good Lord just decided physics ain't her problem. Either way, the gases she releases at night might summon something from the underground sooner or later. Marriage is a complicated arrangement, friends. If you love a woman that size, you're either drunk blind, or that old saying about the heart not taking orders might actually be true. Speaking of marriage, heard a story the other day about George Droid. Complete dumbass. Apparently, he rewired an automaton head, soldered the circuits back together, crossed himself 3 times, and built himself a robo-wife. Now, I don't know if that story's true. Vog-Sojoth got more stories than books, and without moonshine and good company, you'll never sort them out. But if it is true, this next song might be their wedding march. Your attention, dear folks. Billy Two Fingers McGraw. Shotgun wedding with a bot.
Y'all ready for love? 'Cause love sure as hell ain't ready for y'all. Met her near a broken pot. Red eyes glowing metal guy. She aimed a rifle at my face. I said, girl, that's a hell of a date. She spoke in code, I spoke in beer. We fell in love in under a year. She killed 3 men in a scout drawn 2. I knew right then she's the one that's true. Mama cried, daddy prayed. Sheriff said, son, you done lost your
relationship is officially classified as extremely illegal, highly explosive, and somehow strangely beautiful. Kicks, doesn't it? That's the good stuff, right? But hey, we ain't just playing music here. This is a radio after all. Official media. Licensed operation. Proper broadcasting authority and stuff. Well, if you count that scribble on the wall as license. And that chunk of rocket nozzle with asshole scratched in it with the nail as a station plaque, then yes, we are fully certified media. And I am its official voice, Hank McDick. War hero, by the way. Right, news.
Latest news.
In our beloved capital, Dixie, the annual Victory Parade took place today. Proud sons of Vog-Sojoth marched through the streets and only slightly staggered. Their skills of going on a drinking binge for weeks and then suddenly marching off in a parade commands respect. The ceremonial corps often go on drinking binges. Proud of them. Over in Heiersvik, Heiersvik, is that right? Alright. Another unexploded charge has been discovered. The street is currently sealed off. Demolition crews will arrive at, well, the auto responder doesn't say, so sometime between tomorrow and the heat death of the universe. And in military news, as you may have heard, the first battle of Cyberstan went straight to hell. Whole mess collapsed with those soy CEHE boys. Got themselves surrounded. So instead of finishing the job and kicking every cyber ball loose, Command ordered a retreat. As I said before, we should have sent in our local militia, but Super Earth probably wouldn't like seeing a whole fucking planet become moonshine distiller. Though we did rescue a couple blondes in blue helmets, which apparently now counts as a strategic victory. Since when did the pussy become more important than a good fight in a bottle? Oh well, we'll go back to Cyberstan someday. Good times. Oh right, because the battle was lost, the no shooting into the sky after 3 a.m. law has officially been repealed. Automaton-reckoned drones are flying over again, so friends, you may resume shooting at the sky. Just try not to knock down a passenger liner like last time, idiot. Fisters! Damn it, hold the antenna straight! Signal's dropping. If you're drinking, try not to sway. Speaking of drinking, this next one's a classic. Old Man Hank and his nuclear banjo. I drank the reactor coolant. Again.
Don't ask, boys. Just press play. Woke up in snow, no boots, no pants. Three-eyed rooster glowing ants. My tongue tastes like pure uranium, and my truck is humming in D minor again. Doctor said, Hank, you gotta stop. I said, Doc, don't ruin a good damn job. Moonshine's gone, fridge is dry, reactor's leaking, well, so am I. Sign made of bone. Sheriff came with hazmat suit. Said, Hank, you're banned from the nuclear fruit.
said, son, that ain't no crime. That's just hillbillies or aloe wine. Death, I'll drink it, daddy, too. Now I'm glowing like a busted moon. Family curse or family art, but nothing warms like a fission heart. I drank the reactor, coolant again. Now the dog won't come near me. The chickens pray, the cows just stay, and the sky won't let me be. I drank the reactor, coolant again, and I want one more damn time. 'Cause when your soul is cold as space, you need a drink that bends the line. If I grow a third damn arm, I'll play banjo twice as strong. If I melt into a glowing puddle, y'all can bottle me and sell me wrong. I drank a reactor, coolant again. Now I'm banned from 3 damn states. The government wants my liver back, and the sun calls me mates. I drank a reactor, coolant again. So raise your glass and pray for me. 'Cause if hell is real, it's probably powered by the same thing as me.
Hey, I actually know that guy. Thought about inviting him on a podcast once. Nah. Last time I did a podcast, I woke up face down in a snowbank on the other side of a planet. Bad idea. Had to hitch rides all the way back. Though I'll tell you one thing about his planet. The tractors here don't mess around. Those things will run on anything you pour into the tank. Moonshine, snow, suspicious glowing liquids, doesn't matter. And if the engine's running, that machine will happily run over enemies of democracy left and right. Matter of fact, I heard one farmer bragging his tractor got a higher body count than half of the recruits. Which brings us to our next record, a proud anthem of agricultural warfare. Billy Frosted Carburetor Johnson, my tractor has more kills than you.
Woke up at dawn, minus 40 outside, moonshine frozen, but my engine's alive. Snow in my beard, oil on my hands, another fine morning on this cursed land. Radar beats, sky turning red, automatons marching, better load up the lead. I hop on my tractor, old rusted brute. She comes once and screams, let's shoot. They brought laser steel and doom. I thought diesel raging boom. My tractor has more kills than you. More smoke, more fire, more broken screws. From frozen fields to burning sky, I plow these bots and watch them die. My tractor has more kills than you. More deaths, more blood, more bullet holes too. If freedom needs a ride tonight, she's rolling in on farming might. Ran over 3 bots, 1 diver 2. Sorry, buddy, brakes than you. More smoke, more fire, more broken screws. From frozen fields to burning sky, I plow these plots and watch them die. My tractor has more kills than you. More deaths, more blood, more bullet holes too. If freedom needs a ride tonight, she's rolling in on farming might. No medals, no command, just dirty hands and broken plans. But when the sky is full of steel, my engine shows you how to feel. My engine shows you how to My tractor has more kills than you. More smoke, more fire, more broken screws. From frozen fields to burning sky, I plow these plots and watch them die. My tractor has more kills than you. And damn I plow, yeah, damn right too. On Vog-Sojoth's frozen battlefield, our farmer's wrath is made of steel.
Just another regular day on our cozy but beloved planet, boys. Democracy. What does that word mean to you? Personally, to me, it's that fine magazine I keep on the table. Works real well as a coaster for my beer mug. Soaks up every drop, too, not just beer. Keeps my grandma's table nice and clean. All right, I'm just kidding with you. To me, democracy means one simple thing. Every October 26th, Freedom Day, we get to drink ourselves absolutely sideways. And honestly, that's plenty good enough for us, ain't it? Buckshot Earl and the Constitutional Hangover. I love democracy.
1, 2, 3. Teacher tried to teach me words, big old fancy city words. Said democracy means rule of people. I said, ma'am, that sounds illegal. I can't read and I can't write, but I sure can win a fight. If some bought a bug appears, we'll shoot first and drink some beers. I love democracy, don't know what it's supposed to be. I love democracy, but I'll fight for it aggressively. Pour the jar, grab the gun. Freedom sounds like lots of Heard about them squid head freaks, illuminates that read our thoughts. Good luck reading what's in here, mostly beer and tractor parts. Terminids can eat a cow, automatons stomp around, but they ain't seen Vog-Sojoth yet. We fight drunk and shoot up sand. I love democracy, even if it confuses me. I love democracy, sounds real good on TV. Raise the flag, drink the jar, shoot whatever looks bizarre. Wait, hold on! Is democracy the one where we vote? I thought it was the one with explosions. Same thing, probably. President on TV said, to freedom, freedom everywhere. We said, sure thing, Mr. President, just point us over there. Got a tractor, got a mule, got a bar that's full of fuel. If the war comes thugs beware. Rednecks bringing freedom there!
I love democracy. Well said, boys. Well said. Good song, too. Always amazes me how these bands keep pumping them out, especially considering we don't even have proper musical instruments on this planet. First anthem of Vog-Sojoth was played on an empty moonshine jar and a shovel. Sounded beautiful. Speaking of our beloved frozen hellhole, I heard Command decided to form a whole battalion named after our planet. Funny thing though, not a single soldier in that unit was born here. And from what I hear, none of them even drink. Now that's suspicious start, friends. Might have to start shooting our own if they show up acting fancy. I'm kidding. Mostly. Oh, they got plenty of big words, though. Tactical, strategic, operational superiority. I heard the name. 117th Sojoth Division. Well, ain't that something? Meanwhile, our boys are out there, freezing their backsides off, wrestling automatons in the snowdrifts, and these rear-wheel drive heroes probably ain't even falling in the snow once. Tell you what, though, Commander Harst, if you're listening to this broadcast, come on down. We'll pour you a jar of the good stuff. Show us what kind of Vog-Sojoth man you really are. Otherwise, sounds like just another television battalion made for cameras and speeches. Last reporters we had here showed up right before the nuclear winter. The alligators liked them. And speaking of television heroes, this next song is dedicated to the 117th boys. Non-Technical Larry and the Ice Rangers. Elite Division for TV.
They landed here from capital town. Clean boots never touched the ground. Said we're here with strategy. And a 50-page PDF briefing. They said, discipline wins every fight. Meanwhile, we're drunk by noon tonight. They said, maintain tactical formation. Jar and watch this invasion. Elite Division. Look at them shine. Writing reports while we hold the line. Tactical genius. Plan after plan. Still got stuck in a snowdrift van. They got ranks, they got meetings about the tanks. They got speeches about morale. While the bots are down the trail, they said maintain combat efficiency. We said shoot the bot repeatedly. They said strategic planetary defense. We said drive the tractor through the fence. Elite Division. Big fancy name. Still get eaten by bugs the same. Tactical legends. Heroes they claim. But the snow don't care about your thing. Tactical guy. Hold position, await command. Or we could just shoot them. That was not in the plan. Works though. They wrote a book about the war, 300 pages, maybe more. We wrote one line with frozen beer. Shoot the bots that wander here. They got medals, they got pride. We got tractors for
command structure. We said, bar. Inlet division! Inlet division! Inlet division! Inlet division!
Yeah, those boys probably wouldn't last 2 days out at Old Man Oakfield's farm. If Command decided to send us a whole battalion just to fertilize the snow, well, God bless 'em. Oh, there she is again. That's a nice little green glow out there. Boys, I got a feeling this evening is about to get a whole lot better. You all know Old Ruth, right? Oh, yeah. Most of you probably know her as a reactor Ruth. See, that house of hers is older than half the towns on this planet. Been staying on that hill since the First Galactic War. Back then, this place was still swamps, gators, and bad decisions. Well, one of the anti-alligator bombs dropped right on her roof. And you know the funny part? It's still there, just hanging off the side like a rusty wind chime. Radiation there hums louder than the Johnson scrapyard. But Ruth, she's fine. Been glowing like a bile titan in the night sky for the last 60 years. Lady is almost 100 now. And let me tell you something. That woman makes one hell of a moonshine. So this next song goes out to her. And while the record spins, I'm gonna go grab the jar she just dropped off. Wish me luck, boys. Rusty Buck, Reactor Roof.
Behind the barn, next to that old warhead farm. Nobody remembers when it fell there from the sky. Snow's black for 7 days, chickens walk the other way. But Grandma said, boys, that's just free heat outside. Grandma's glowing again tonight, shining like a tractor light. Whole damn farm can see her shine through the nuclear winter sky. Grandma's glowing that neon green, best moonshine you've ever seen. Might lose hair and maybe sight, but that stuff hits just right. Government man came one day, said we ought to move away. Said the Geiger counter screamed like a demon in the snow. Grandma laughed and poured a jar, said, son, you ain't from around here, are you? He drank it once, and now he glows a little too. Grandma's glowing again tonight, lighting up the cornfields white. You can see the road just fine from 100 miles away. Grandma's glowing that reactor hue. Drink enough and you will too. Doctor says it's probably bad, but Grandma says it's good. Some folks pray to Super Earth, some folks pray to God above. We just pray that Grandma's still got another batch to run. Grandma's glowing one
goes down, we just send her out to stand. Grandma's glowing, raise a jar, best damn brewer near or far. If the bombs fall one more time, we'll just ask her for the shine. Hey, Grandma, you ever worried about the radiation?
Alright now, folks, if you're still hearing this broadcast, it means one of two things. Either your radio still works, or you're too drunk to notice it's been on fire for the last 10 minutes. Now, we just finished talking about old reactor Ruth, sweetest grandma that ever turned reactor rods into moonshine, and turned half the county into a glowing lawn decorations. But now, we gotta talk about the boys who actually keep this frozen hellhole from being eaten alive. Yeah, I'm talking about the Vog-Sojoth bastards. Now listen here, we ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, they're crazy. Yeah, they roll into battle drunk enough to argue with their own shadows. Yeah, we lose so many men that paperwork comes measured in barrels instead of bodies. But when the bugs start crawling, when the guns overheat, when the sky turns orange and the ground starts screaming, it's them same drunk, loud, mean sons of bitches in torn capes who step forward, cussing at the universe itself, and somehow, still win the damn fight. This next song ain't from no fancy studio. Nah. This one was sung right in the trenches between the third and the fourth wave by a battalion band where half the musicians are engineers and the other half have technically been listed as missing for about 3 months now. So grab your bottle, tighten your boots, and pray to whatever still listens out there, 'cause this one's about the bastards themselves. 113 Vog-Sojoth bastards. Drunk, loud, still advancing.
Super Earth hollers on the radio. We crack a jar and say, alright. Can't spell strategic on a mission board, but we still ship out tonight. Pitchfork strapped to powered armor, mud still caked upon our boots. Reading's hard, but pulling triggers, that's one skill we didn't lose. Hey! We're the 113 Vog-Sojoth bastards, names spread crooked on the hull in red. Proud of our dirt ball, proud of our damage, manage what? Now aim for the head. Citizens pray when they see us drive.
our canteens. Can't read the briefing, skip to the ending. Drop, deploy, destroy, get clean. If we're your last bad option standing, you're still luckier than most. Cause when these redneck boots touch soil, some poor bastard's toast. Hey! We're the 113 Vog-Sojoth bastards. Names spray crooked on the hole in red. Proud of our dirt ball, proud of our damage. Name is what? Now aim for the head. Citizens pray when they see us dropping. Liberators falling out the sky. High rate casualties, high proof courage. We save your planet, or at least we try.
Phew. This is turning into one long broadcast. And the fact that I'm still sober enough to keep talking means something is definitely going wrong somewhere. Now, y'all heard the latest news? Them Illuminati boys been planting their fancy space spires all over the sector and chewed through the whole planet in just a couple days. Planet's gone. Just gone. That is faster than the Vog-Sojoth budget at the start of the First Galactic War. Hell, I remember when Eric, yeah, that damn son of Wilder, decided we needed an orbital bar. Not just any bar, no sir. The first ever prototype of a democratic space station, mind you. Or at least that's what he kept yelling while welding a crypt. Shame it didn't last more than a day before falling straight into the swamps. Still, wasn't a bad happy hour while it lasted. But that ain't what we're here to talk about. Our boys gave those Illuminati bastards one hell of a punch in the teeth. Didn't stop them none. But I sure as hell hope it was fun while it lasted. This next song goes out to you boys. And if you vanished along with them planets, well, when those worlds come back, and they always do, there's probably gonna be another Vog-Sojoth sitting there waiting. And God help whatever poor fool finds it. Lazy Larry, dumb, tough, and dangerous.
Boots in the dropship, spit in the cup, laughing at the briefing, crank that volume up. We're the Vog-Sojoth bastards, 113 strong. Came from fields and busted barns, singing dumb fight songs. Got mud on our dog tags, pitchforks on our backs, moonshine in the canteen, stars and scorch marks on the flag. We're the 113 Vog-Sojoth bastards, drunk on duty, yelling louder than the blasters. Mind-reading squids try to crawl inside our heads, find beer, banjos, tractors instead. Yeah, we're redneck, roughneck, race 'em hell defenders, super Earths, last call, shotgun slinging cinders. If they want war, then they pick the right range. We two-step through a firefight dance. Hey! They pop in with shiny walkers glowing like a county fair. We just grin and flip 'em off. Come on down if you dare. Duct taped armor, looky hats, chewing while the lasers fly. Granddad's knife on the chest rig and a twang in every battle cry. We're the 113 Vog-Sojoth bastards, drunk on duty, yelling louder than the blasters. Mind-reading squids try to swim into our brains, get lost in the backwoods, drowned in grain. Yeah, we're redneck, roughneck, race 'em hell defenders, super Earths, last call, shotgun slinging cinders. If they want war, then they pick the right range. We line dance in a burning avalanche. Whoa! drink up, toast this rock we're tearing up. If we ain't smart, we're mean enough. Dumb, tough, and dangerous. Dumb, tough, and dangerous. One more. Dumb, tough, and dangerous. We're the 113 volts, soil bastards, rock on duty, yelling louder than the blasters. Mind reading squids, trying to cash in on our fear. Slip on the spit and the spill cheap beer. We're redneck, roughneck, race 'em hell defenders, superers, last call, shotgun slinging cinders. When the dust clears, only story they'll tell. Those farm boys dragged us straight through pitchforks up, helmets dented, super earth called and the bastards sent it.
Well, Larry still owes me 3 bottles and a left boot. Well now, boys and girls, time for something heartfelt, something old, something that still sits real close to the damn heart. Johnny, you dumb son of a bitch. Who the hell thought it was a good idea to give you access to nuclear weapons? This one's here. This one for the man who froze the swamps and somehow made us tougher than hell. Drunk survivors. Damn Johnny froze the world.
Once was mud and buzzing flies, warm beer nights and gator cries. Sun would bake our rusted trucks, swamps and smoke and busted luck. We had corn and moonshine jars, shot old cans and cursed the stars. Didn't need no frozen throne. Swamp was hell, but it was home. Then one night the story starts. John got bit in private parts, gator teeth and whiskey rage. Old Ambar became a stage. He stood up pale, mean and sick, cussing loud, John Bitten did. Someone yelled, hit something quick, so he slammed that red damn switch. Oh, John Bitten Dick, you crazy man, froze the world with one dumb hand. Snow where swamps were thick and loud, still we sing your name out proud. Frozen winds and shattered sky, still your legend won't quite die. Cold as hell, but here we stand, thanks to you, you stupid man. Now the swamps are buried deep, under ice 100 feet. Old boots stuck in frozen clay, like they're waiting for someday. We sit close to barrel fires, sing old lies and broken choirs, raise a jar into the night to the fool who hit the light. Some folks curse you every day, say you blew our world away. But truth be told, we all agree life got louder after thee. Yeah, it's cold and yeah, we freeze, but we ride through bitter seas. And without that gator bite, we'd still ride in snow lane nights. Oh, John Bittendick, we toast your name. You lit the world in nuclear flame, ice and ash and frozen rain. Still we laugh through all the pain. Frozen land, but hearts still kick. Raise a jar to Bittendick. Cold may rule the sky above, but this damn world we froze with love. If them swamps come back someday and ice all melts and fades away, we'll still tell kids by barrel light about the man who froze the night. John Bittendick, hell of a son of a bitch.
Well, boys, that was beautiful. Damn near made me sober. Which is medical emergency on this station. If you're out there tonight, cold, lost, or legally dead, remember one thing. If a gator bites your dick, do not, I repeat, do not launch nuclear weapons. Heard the news, folks? Command just rolled out brand new exosuits to the front line. And let me tell you, them things are mean as hell. Turns out Dwayne and his little garage gang of enthusiasts and legally questionable alcoholics somehow built the first prototype themselves. Back then it didn't shoot bullets. Nah. That damn thing fired beer cans at terminal velocity. First test run took out 3 fences, a tractor, and Uncle Roy's favorite moonshine still, which is still officially listed as a war crime in 2 counties. But Command saw potential, mostly after they sobered up and realized the suit could lift a pickup truck and punt it across a frozen swamp like a football. So now our boys got exosuits that stomp like thunder, punch like a freight train, and still smell faintly of cheap beer and bad decisions. This next song goes out to Dwayne, his garage, and every bastard who ever said, "Yeah, I can build that," after drinking number 7. Song's called Beer-Fed War Machine by Rust Bucket Mechanics and the Frontline Drunks.
We found the plans on a napkin, soaked in beer and greens. Dwayne said, "Boys, I got an idea," and that was the end of peace. Left arm from a lawnmower, right arm from a crane. Hydraulics scream like a dying hog every time it turns again. Mama made them road signs, dough from Uncle Ray. Half the bolts ain't even tight, but it held for 7 days.
that's the cooling system.
Beer fat war machine runs on Russian gasoline. Beer fat war machine, ugliest thing you ever seen. Beer fat war machine, fueled by corn and mad routine. If it moves, we weld it in. Beer fed water scene. Cockpit smells like moonshine. Seats are bust and cream. Dashboard wide with Christmas lights and duct tape holding feet. One leg's from a pickup, others from a plow. Every step sounds like a bar fight happening right now. An inspection team from Super Earth started taking notes till the cannon fired once and launched 3 empty kegs and goats. They packed their bags in silence. One of them was crying. Beer fed war machine, smoking sparks and kerosene. Beer fed war machine, shakes the ground and splits the scene. Beer fed war machine, held together in between hope, bad wills, and caffeine. Beer fed war machine. It rolled into the battlefield, rattling like chains. One wheel wobbling, gun misfiring steel, bringing pain. Radio blasting, swamp rock loud, moonshine in the line. Pile of gale, if this blows up, tell my dog he's mine. Beer fat war machine, louder than you've ever been. Beer fat war machine, trucking mean and made of tin. Beer fat war machine, let that rooster beast roll in. If it breaks, we build again. Beer fat war machine. Beer fed war machine.
Well, folks, official report says the beer-fed war machine survived the battle. The battlefield did not. Boys, you ever lost something important? I mean, really important? Like your rifle, your boots, or God forbid, your bottle opener? See, I lost my bottle opener once, so now I use an automaton head. Still works fine. Sometimes it grumbles, sometimes I swear it cries. Hell if I know. So listen up, boys on the front line. Don't lose your gear, unless you want to end up like Elliot and his boys, who lost their guns and had to throw beer cans at a Hulk. This next explosive track goes out to every idiot who ever said, "Nah, I surely can leave my gear here." By Jerry Lee and the boys from Farming Tools. Song's called "The Cow Ate My Grenade."
Well, boys, I told you not to leave army gear in the pasture. Left my gear by the frosty gate, next to the feed and a rusty crate. Turned around for a jug of shine, came back, something looked
came to see, said this violates safety decree. I said, sir, with all respect, she just moved in on the pit mechanism. Bot showed up across the hill, whole damn valley standing still. No one dared to fire around, cause Bessie was the biggest bomb in town. The cow ate my grenade, now the whole damn base afraid. The cow ate my grenade, strategic livestock upgrade. Bots retreat and tanks all stall, nobody wants that cattle brawl. Super Earth commanded raid, cause the cow ate my grenade. Engineer said, technically, this is a mobile explosive platform. The cow ate my grenade. Bots went up and barricaded. The cow ate my grenade. Best defense we ever made. High command sent medals down for invading battleground. Farmer of the year was paid, cause the cow ate my grenade.
Veterinary report says the cow is now classified as light artillery shell. Congratulations. You invented mobile beef support. Folks, you'll ever meet one of them people who complains about absolutely everything? Flags wrong, moonshine too strong, snow's too snowy, bugs too buggy. Hell, some of them even complain that our boys keep Confederate flags painted on their trucks. Now, normally we'd ignore them, but that's where Colonel Tommy comes in. See, while the bastards fight automatons, terminids, and squid brains, Tommy fights reporters. Every damn day. Some poor Super Earth journalist asks, Colonel, how do you respond to criticism? And Tommy responds, get the hell out of my property. Another asks, Colonel, do you think this flag sends the wrong message? Tommy says, yeah, the message should be bigger. Last democracy inspector they sent here reportedly resigned after a 7-hour argument about whether moonshine counts as a military fuel. So this next one goes out to the only man on Vog-Sojoth capable of winning a war using nothing but sarcasm, profanity, and an internet connection. Colonel Tommy and the comment section survivors. Sir, they're complaining again.
Got another message from Super Earth today. Some soy boy in a clean uniform got something to say. Colonel Tommy, that flag is problematic as hell. I said, boy, that's the point. Go fuck yourself. They cry about the moonshine, cry about the snow, cry about the way we talk, cry about the way we go, cry about our trucks, cry about our jokes, cry about the way we kill bugs, man, these people choke. So they're complaining again, whining like little bitches from their safe Super Earth den. We're out here freezing, bleeding, fighting in the mud while they sip their soy latte, crying and loud.
Tommy takes a sip, sighs. Another day, another complaint. Clicks tongue.
Well, I'll be damned, boys. Colonel Tommy just dropped another nuke on them soy-sipping keyboard warriors. You know what's funny? These Super Earth pencil pushers got more triggered by a Confederate flag on a rusty pickup than by a whole bug breach in their own backyard. They out here crying about problematic aesthetics while we're using actual Terminid guts as engine coolant. Anyway, if you're listening, Colonel, keep doing God's work, son. And to all you offended snowflakes from Super Earth, we got a special message for you. Stay mad, stay soft, and stay the hell away from Vog-Sojoth. We got enough radiation here already. Fucking idiots. Well, next song, yeah. That was certainly a song. Not entirely sure it was legal. Not entirely sure it was biologically possible. And I'm damn sure I'm not paid enough to investigate either of those questions. You know, every time I think Vog-Sojoth has finally reached big stupidity, some bastards treat it like a challenge. Now, somewhere out there tonight, there's democracy officer filling out paperwork. And somewhere else, there's a Terminid filling out that democracy officer. Life's funny like that. Or more importantly, if any of you boys are currently considering marrying a bug, please remember, the proper permit must be submitted at least 30 days in advance. Failure to do so may result in fines, property damage, or becoming property damage. Though I gotta admit, if she can survive a 500-kilogram wedding gift and still stay married, that's probably healthier than most relationships on this planet. Anyway, before this station gets investigated again, let's move on to something a little more normal, like alcoholism. Spore-addled Frank, I married a Terminid.
I was drunk on moonshine, knee deep in the snow, saw her big green ass shining under the glow. She had 8 legs, mandibles, sharp as a knife, but damn, she looked better than my third ex-wife. She spit acid, I spit shine. We danced on the corpses under pale green shine. The boys all said I lost my mind, but love is love on Vog-Sojoth. Y'all be kind. I married a Terminid. Yeah, she's a bug, but she keeps the burrow warm and gives the best hug. She eats my enemies, she eats my ammo too. Every night I scream for democracy while she screams straight. Her daddy was a charger, big and mean as hell. Tried to stop me at the wedding, rang the dinner bell. I called a 500 game show right on the dance floor. Now we're happily married and he's just a spore. She don't talk much, just clicks and screams, but she understands me when I'm drunk on moonshine dreams. We fight, we overmate, turn side by side. She tanks the front, I drink and hide. I married a Terminid, yeah, she's a bug. Got her name tattooed on my left butt cheek, sugar
comments, folks. Just squee! Well, since we're apparently talking about bugs again, might as well stay on the subject. OUSHONE, still ugly, still covered in bugs, still somehow getting worse. Military scientists keeps counting how many Terminids live there. I don't know why. After the first billion, who gives a damn? All I know is every time we clear that planet, there's somehow more of them. At this point, I'm convinced the whole world is just one giant bug pretending to be a planet. Anyway, let's talk more music, more bugs, more poor life choices. Mad Cletus and the Miscalculations. Picnic on OUSHONE.
Loaded up the pickup truck, packed 12 jars and half a buck. Headed for OUSHONE one morn, armed with beer and frozen corn. Command said, "The planet's dangerous." We said, "Sounds tremendous." By noon we hit the landing zone. By 1 o'clock, Hank was gone.
Picnic on OUSHONE. Picnic on OUSHONE.
Bring the beer,
Bring the gun.
and try not to get eaten too soon.
Picnic on OUSHONE. Picnic on OUSHONE.
If you can still count all your limbs, you ain't been there long enough. Poor old Hank got ate real quick. Turns out beer don't stop bug teeth. Worst part wasn't Hank himself. Worst part was he had all the beer. Whole damn squad observed a moment of profound emotional pain. Then somebody found another jar and my role turned again.
Picnic on OUSHONE. Picnic on OUSHONE.
Truthless ham folks ever learned something big just ain't the Cletus lost his left damn leg. Didn't even slow him yet. Saw a high lord breach the sand, yell, "That's my ride," and jumped aboard. 3 minutes later, folks reported fast as worm in recorded history. Cletus riding on its back, swinging a shovel and screaming. Kevin wasn't quite as lucky. Kevin got completely flattened. Titan stepped on him so hard, his boots filed separate reports. We held a service after sunset, took near 7 minutes long. Mostly spent debating whether Kevin still owed us 20 bucks.
Smoke in the air.
Beer in the blood,
Bugs in the sand.
bugs in the mud,
Bugs in the trees.
bugs in the sky. One of the bugs stole Earl's truck, nobody knows why.
Picnic on OUSHONE. Picnic on OUSHONE.
5 men land, 3 men left, and one of them wasn't the same guy.
Picnic on OUSHONE. Picnic on OUSHONE.
Best damn barbecue in space, just don't ask what meat it was. Official military reward. Operation successful. Objectives completed. Kevin still missing. Lord still missing. Cletus also missing. Authorities suspect those last 2 facts may be related.
And that's about all the wisdom we got left for tonight. Enemies of democracy can sit somewhere far away and cry while listening to our explosive broadcasts. And with that, folks, this was Hank McDick and Vog-Sojoth Rock Radio. Stay safe out there.